the Elecampane has found itself here after living here 20 years, where it's found its home is at the edge of the water line, which is where the sedges live. And so this is exactly where it works most effectively on the body, is at the edge of the water line. So the difference between the membranes, so it could be blood and air in the lungs, or the mucous membrane. It's always moist like this area, and the drier area of the air on that side, or intestinal tract as well. It also applies there, where it's, not only antiseptic, so it has that kind of cleaning vibrancy, and this is part of that smell. I wish I had a better word for it. It's not camphor-like, but in that same way, it cuts through at the cellular level, like just out in all directions. So it's cleaning things up, but it's also finding the medium of what that mucous membrane needs. And again, I said, if you overdose with the Elecampane, it can dry things out too much. So it's drying this land here, and that's when I said it was making it arable before. That's kind of like saying the same thing. It's helping to cultivate and dry this land, so it's bringing nutrition into the area and healing, and also drying. So if you think of that in terms of the lungs or the membranes in the intestine, it makes a lot of sense. So now that we're finished digging up this beautiful one, I think about Russia, and I think about China, and I think about the origins of where this plant came from. So from Asia, from the steppes, and then came into Europe, and then eventually all over the world, North America and such. It actually looks a lot like Jerusalem artichokes, with these bulb things that are housing next year's shoots, main shoots. It's really pretty amazing that way. In Russia, they called it the plant of the 9 wonders, or 9 miracles or something. It was so incredible, like truly miraculous healer. It's one of these plants that really has very strong immediate effects. And so for gastrointestinal problems, for blood problems, particularly related to blood sugar, fantastic, very nutritive plant, fantastic for its antiseptic properties, so you can use it topically or internally, again with gut problems, just the perfect thing. It's very, very aromatic. It's acrid. I tried to say those two words at the same time. It's also got a sweetness, for sure, to it, so all the immunogenic properties of it. They talk about this plant. The Latin for it is Inulin. So this plant contains huge amounts of inulin, up to 40%, they say. So half of its weight by volume is inulin. And this is this really nutritious, incredibly life-giving, membrane-building, molecule, inulin. So its Latin is Inulin. That's what got me all mixed up in the first place or something. But it's almost the same word as inulin. So I assume that it was this plant that word probably came from, or related to it very much in the early days. So again, this one's been with us, 30,000, 50,000, whatever years. It's not a domestic plant. It's a wild plant from over there, the Asia way, and an incredible healer. As I spoke before, when I was harvesting it, it's very aromatic. So for the respiratory, it really helps evaporate the liquids, and it really, really dries stuff up. It's diaphoretic. It's, it can actually dry stuff up too much. Like, I will do it with something a little bit more gentle, like mullein or something. I'm usually mixing it with that. But it's got a kind of a heat to it that for some conditions, like really strong congestion in the lungs, it needs that extra bit. It would definitely be used in pneumonia remedies. Right. And because of all the inulin, it helps with your blood sugar levels. So for type 2 diabetes, for hypoglycemia, for different things like that, also fantastic plant. So the 9 wonders, I don't know, I wasn't counting, but I think some of them are there for you, and the rest are there for you to discover and help cultivate and preserve this one here, because she's doing a good deal for the land. The birds eat the seeds. It's cultivating an area that's almost monoculture sedges. It doesn't spread. It's not an invasive plant, so no reason to be fearful about introducing it.